Hello and welcome to the Elida Fieldhouse for what should be a great matchup tonight against two Western Buckeye League foes, the Shawnee Indians and the Elida Bulldogs. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Kelsey Beimer. And Kelsey, Thursday night, the girls get to showcase their talent. It is rivalry week between these two schools. The girls get up first before the boys go at each other tomorrow night. And when you talk to the players on both sides of this team, they will tell you that the team that they want to beat the most, it is, if you're Elida, it's Shawnee, and for Shawnee, it is Elida. We should have an intense matchup, and right out of the gate, we have our first foul on the floor.
We sure should, and yeah, I'm really excited to call this game tonight because I have a lot of memories on this floor. I played here in high school, so seeing these girls, and this is a big game, seeing them duke it out, see who comes out on top tonight. I'm really excited to call it.
So as you saw, we had a whistle on the floor. That is going to go against Bryn Patterson, as first shot is up, and it is good. As we saw, that was number 4, Kayla Hunter, getting the scoring underway. The starting 5 for the Elida Bulldogs is number 4, Kayla Hunter, number 10, Jordan Gladden, number 14, Lily Seifert, number 32, Livy Sanders, and number 35, Emma Mitchell. The Shawnee Indians, they are going to start with number 3, Cameron Morris, number 11, Morgan Betts, number 23, Bryn Patterson, number 30, Ava Ganson, and number 33, Cadence Wilson. Going to have a turnover, so after Shawnee came down on their first possession and gave it back to the Bulldogs, they returned the favor on their side of the floor.
Yep, unfortunately a travel there for Kayla Hunter. I know Coach Jenkins said that they were coming into the season with some injuries, and I don't know if this is Kayla Hunter's first game, but it has to be one of her first few, so excited to see how she does tonight.
Great hustle by Jordan Gladden on the far side of the floor. She hustled to get her hand on that one and come up with the steal. Bulldogs will be able to get the possession back here. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Charles River. Charles River in Spencerville, the premier pharmaceutical and chemical research facility in Northwest Ohio, is hiring. Visit jobs.criver.com to apply today. Just underway here at the field house. The Bulldogs come in tonight on a 4-game win streak, and they have the early 2-0 lead. Working the ball back down to the inside. They kick it out as Hunter can't handle that pass. Going to have a scramble for the loose ball. It's going to be a jump ball. Position arrow is going to favor the Indians.
Yeah, and a matchup we're going to want to watch tonight, Nate, is Cameron Morris for Shawnee with Lily Seifert on Elida. Those two are really good players for each of these respective teams.
Yeah, you talk about Lily Seifert. She comes in just a sophomore, but averaging 16 points a game is a big reason why this Bulldogs, after an 0-3 start, have been able to get above 500 and come in here on that 4-game win streak we mentioned.
Yep, absolutely. Started off a little slow, but came back, and now they're on that 4th-game win streak looking for the 5th.
So a little back and forth action here as the Indians have turned the ball over every time they've come down on the floor. Haven't gotten a clean look yet. And there's going to be a tie-up as Morgan Betts is going to get wrapped up. Another jump ball. It's going to go back to the Bulldogs. So it looks like coming out of the gate, Shawnee a little bit, maybe some nerves, not quite ready to go. They have yet to get a real clean look at the basket here in these first couple of minutes as they've turned the ball over now 4 times to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and these Bulldogs are relatively young, like you mentioned before. Oh, that was a great pass to Jordan Gladden underneath the basket.
So Jordan Gladden gets 2 more. Elida on top 4-0. 5:55 left to go here in the opening quarter. The Indians come down on the other side as Caden Wilson's able to get that one off the glass for 2.
Yeah, Caden Wilson's usually you find her under the post, but she's not scared. She's going to shoot out from close to the 3-point line and goes right in the net.
The shot was going to be off. Offensive rebound came down to Elida. Second opportunity, no good, but another offensive rebound, this time by Lily Seifert. She's going to work underneath, spins towards the basket, and she gets on the board for the first time tonight. 6-2, almost a steal on that one as the pressure from the Bulldogs almost got to the Indians. They're going to run the floor, or just inside the 3-point line, that is. That one's going to be short. Offensive rebound came down to Cameron Morris, and she's going to get fouled on the putback.
Yeah, and that's something that Coach Jenkins has talked about. Expect a lot of full court pressure, high pressure on the ball from Elida because they want to get those steals and fast break the other way. So expect that from Elida tonight.
So Cameron Morris steps up to the Elida building and contracting free throw line. First one on its way, and it is good. First points of the night for Cameron Morris. It is now a 3-point game with Morris having one more free throw. Shot is up, and it is good. Here's Livy Sanders bringing it up for Elida as Shawnee was trying to show some pressure. She's able to get out of trouble. Feeds down to the inside to Gladden, gathers that one in, has to pass it back out. Sanders pulls up from the free throw line, gets it to go.
That was a pretty shot there. She took one dribble right at the free throw line on the corner there, threw it up, and it went straight in the net. So a really pretty shot there.
Ava had this one tipped as Seifert was able to get her hands on it. Ava Gadsden gets it back. Morris looking for somewhere to go. They want to get it inside. Nice defense from the Bulldogs. Extra pass out to the perimeter. Three-point try is up. That one's no good. Seifert comes up with the rebound, but she's going to get some contact as Ava Gadsden was trying to run with her and poke that one away. She's going to pick up a foul for her trouble.
Yeah, and that's her second, and that could be big because Ava Gadsden, she's a big part of this team. She's only a freshman, but she's their primary ball handler, and she does a lot for this team. So that was a big second foul for Ava.
Late substitution coming in for Shawnee. As you mentioned, the second foul for Ava Gadsden. So she's going to take a seat, and it is going to be number 35, Maya Williams, checking into the game. Livy Sanders takes the inbounds. Trying to go down low into the inside. They feed. That's Emma Mitchell. She gets rid of it. Seifert, shot's going to be a little off. Fight for the rebound. And that one is going to go against Elida. Lily Seifert's just picked up her first foul of the night. See Elida setting up in that full court pressure. Trying to see if they can't get a couple of turnovers. Here comes the trap, able to get out of it. Some miscommunication there from the Indians, and they're going to be fortunate to hold on to that one as Maya Williams and Bryn Patterson, looks like they weren't communicating real well. They both went for that one as Williams tipped that one forward.
Yeah, and that's one of those things I have written down for the Indians. They need to watch their turnovers. I've watched a couple of their games. One of them, they had quite a few turnovers, and that really turned the tide, turned the momentum. So something they're going to want to work on tonight for sure.
A couple of missed opportunities for Shawnee. Elida comes up with the rebound. Seifert brings it up into the front court. She's going to work through the screen. You see the Indians playing good defense. They're all over. Hands are up. As Sanders deep three, no good. Emma Mitchell there for the putback. Couple of bounces off the rim, and that one goes down. That is now 5 different Bulldogs who have scored as all 5 starters have a basket. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. We'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Also like to thank tonight's free throw sponsor, Elida Building and Contracting. Call Brian Wheeler at Elida Building and Contracting. Commitment to quality and community. Elida Building and Contracting, 48 years of trust, 48 years of experience. So Shawnee takes the 30-second timeout as they want to get with their team, and it's been a nice team effort from the Bulldogs, as we mentioned right before break. All 5 starters have a basket here in the early going as they jump out to the 10-4 lead.
It has, and yeah, and if you're an Elida player, it's exactly what you want. As you could see, they got the steal there on that full court pressure, and a foul comes off of it.
So that foul was on number 12, Anna Mankey. It is her first, and we're going to see Kayla Hunter make her first trip to the free throw line.
And with 3.5 left in the first quarter, that's Shawnee's already 4th team foul, so one more, and the Bulldogs will be going to the line for the rest of the quarter.
So Hunter lines up the free throw. First one on its way. That one's going to be no good. She will have one more from the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. Cadence Wilson checking back into the game for the Indians, as Kayla Hunter's second shot is good. Here's Wilson racing up the court. Seifert comes up, cuts her off. Ball ends up back in the hands of Maya Williams. A little bit of an opening there. Looks like they might have missed as Morgan Betts decided to keep it around the perimeter. Maya Williams' three-point try, no good, right into the hands of Livy Sanders. Sanders is going to push it up. Looking to go to the basket. but she loses it. Looks like she took her eyes off of her dribble, trying to see where the defense was coming from, and it's going to bounce out of bounds and go back to Shawnee.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate one there. She got the rebound, took it all the way down the court, and that's something you're going to see with Olivia Sanders. She's going to be a force all over the court there.
So Shawnee trying to pass out of this press, and that pressure from Elida is going to force another turnover. 2:58 left to go here in the opening quarter. Elida on top, 11-4, as Seifert gets it into Sanders. Hunter keeping it around the perimeter right now. Ends up in the hands of Emma Mitchell. She's going to feed Seifert down low. As Seifert got cut off trying to go baseline. Turned right into trouble as the pressure from Cadence Wilson came over. Elida fortunate to keep this possession.
Emma Mitchell thought about taking the shot on the three there just a little bit ago. Decided against it. Let's reset the offense and see what we can get going here.
Great defense by the Indians on this possession, as it is going to force a turnover, as Lily Seifert was trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball, but every time she turned around to try to move to her side, another black jersey was coming at her. A great effort by the Indians on that possession. Williams gets it up. It's been a minute since we've seen the Indians score. Three-point try on its way, and it's good. As Shawnee has their first Path Donuts and Cream three-pointer.
Yep, first three-pointer of the evening there comes from Alexis Whetstone.
11-7 now, under 2 left to go in the opening quarter. Emma Mitchell took some contact from Wilson and still able to get that up and in.
You think if you're Elida, that's something you want to look to. Emma Mitchell down there in the post. She has quite a size advantage out there with the personnel on the floor right now. So I would try to dump it into her, see if she can get some bunnies underneath the basket. That won't be an easy task, though, with her going up against Caden Wilson under there.
Yeah, Elida gets the ball back on another Shawnee Indian turnover, as right now Elida's doing a great job of speeding Shawnee up.
They are.
It's forcing some mistakes. The communication not great sometimes from the Indians, as Sanders spins, step back, and it is good. What a shot by Livy Sanders.
That was pretty. She turned a little bit, put it right up and straight through the net. Wow, that was a pretty shot.
Time you saw Menke, she just took her eyes off of that one. She was thinking about that three-pointer before she had the ball into her hands, and it ends up going through her hands, out of bounds, and back to Elida. So now Shawnee going to show some pressure. You can hear Coach Jenkins over on the Elida sideline giving out instructions as Sander gets it up into the front court. Drive and shot up off the glass for Jordan Gladden.
Once Jordan Gladden gets going, she's a really fantastic player. Keep an eye out for her. Already 4 on the night. Expect a lot more if she continues at this pace.
Out to a double-digit lead. Elida on top, 17-7. Under a minute left to go here in the opening quarter. Indians trying to make something happen, as that was number 13, Alexis Whetstone, trying to get to the rim. She gets fouled. Going to make a trip to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line.
And like I said earlier, that's 52 seconds that Elida is going to have. If there's any more fouls here, they're going to the line automatically.
So Whetstone able to connect on her first. As we see number 22, Lauren Potts, coming in for the Indians. Whetstone's second shot up and good. 17-9. Bulldogs with the basketball. Lily Seifert has it. Working against Bet. She's going to pull up for 3. That one's going to be just short, and we're going to have a whistle as Jordan Gladden looked like she was in okay position if she went straight up, but you saw her reach up and gets the over-the-back call.
It did. That was just borderline there. She was doing what she could to get the ball. Unfortunately, she was just in that position where the foul's going to get called probably every time.
Nice job passing out of the pressure by the Indians. Williams with it, kicks it back out. Potts thinks again about the three-pointer, and just a little bit late. Wilson was left open underneath the basket, but Potts with a little bit of a hesitation leads to another turnover.
25 seconds left here. You think maybe they're going to slow down and see?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Seifert went right at the basket. That one rattles around and is going to fall out, and we're going to have a foul on the floor, as this one I believe was going to go against Whetstone.
That was funny. Right as I was saying that, Lily Seifert, she was on a mission to the basket.
So Alexis Whetstone picks up her first foul, but as you talked about, that's the 15th foul for the Indians. So Lily Seifert at the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. First shot up and no good. Second shot on its way. That one is good. 18-9, final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Shawnee almost throws that one away, but Potts able to gather it in. She goes right into some pressure from Sanders. She gets it up ahead. Here's Gladden working against Whetstone. Whetstone with the rejection as it's going to go out of bounds. It will stay Bulldogs basketball with 5.8 seconds left to go, but a great defensive effort by Alexis Whetstone.
It sure is, and even before that, great steal by Olivia Sanders for the Bulldogs.
Here's Seifert with 3 seconds. Deep three on its way off the back of the rim. No good. Loose ball on the floor. Nobody can gather it up, and that's going to bring the first quarter to a close. After one, the Elida Bulldogs on top, 18-9. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse. Nate Garlock alongside Kelsey Beimer. Kelsey, that Elida offense got off to a great start. All 5 starters being able to contribute and scoring in that opening quarter. That's why they're out to this 9-point lead.
They sure, and that's exactly what you want from the Elida Bulldogs offense. Get everyone involved, make it so Shawnee's not just laser focused on 1 or 2 people. Great start for the Bulldogs.
The Indians begin this quarter with the basketball. First shot is up. That one's no good. Emma Mitchell comes up with the rebound. Underway here in the second quarter. Our quarter sponsor is Charles River in Spencerville. The premier pharmaceutical and chemical research facility in Northwest Ohio is hiring. Visit jobs.criver.com to apply today. Lily Seifert going to drive into the lane. Puts this one up with the left hand. No good. Cadence Wilson goes up and gets the big rebound.
Yeah, and if I'm Shawnee, that's not a shot I mind giving up there. That's Lily Seifert going into a lot of traffic there in the paint. Throws up a shot, wasn't able to go. So that's not one that I'm too upset about giving up.
Maya Williams is trying to get things going from behind the arc, but can't connect on that one. We're going to have another jump ball as Kayla Hunter and Lauren Potts went after that one and got tied up. Possession arrow is going to favor the Bulldogs. Cameron Morris checking back into the game for Shawnee.
And so we have both teams here given the full court pressure, which we expected to see. We'll see which team handles it a little bit better, though.
Sanders able to dribble right through it.
Oh, nice.
Right hand roll high off the glass as Livy Sanders has had some impressive baskets here tonight so far.
She sure has. She came in from the left, switched it over to her right hand, put that right up, and it banked it right into the basket. That was a pretty shot.
Cameron Morris not able to get that one to go down as Morgan Betts can't connect on that one. Right now, that Shawnee offense coming off of a pretty good game against New Knoxville where they scored 69 points. Not getting off to the same type of start here tonight, but good defense is going to lead to Coach Jenkins calling a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Our free throw sponsor tonight is Elida Building and Contracting. Call Brian Wheeler at Elida Building and Contracting. Commitment to quality and community. Elida Building and Contracting, 48 years of trust, 48 years of experience. So Elida takes the timeout as they didn't want to risk the 5-second violation. As Lily Seifert able to get it up and into the front court. Takes the shot, no good. Wilson goes up, taps the rebound to herself, creating some space down low. And tried to dribble out of trouble, but couldn't do it as she lost the handle. The ball ends up back in the hands of the Bulldogs as they get 2 more.
Yeah, right place, right time. That's what Lily Seifert was thinking right there. The ball kind of just went to her right when she was under the basket. Easy bunny shot there.
Yeah, that time Lauren Potts just kind of got caught in a bad spot as she took the pass as Shawnee was trying to dribble out of that pressure from Elida, and she just turned the wrong way. She'd have turned left. She had all the floor in front of her. Unfortunately, she turned right and went into the defender for Elida, causing the travel. So 22-9, 5:50 left to go here in the first half. Here's Gladden. They're trying to go inside. You can see Emma Mitchell calling for it, working against Wilson. She wants the basketball. Gladden finally gets it to her. Passes back out as the double team came. Mitchell one more time, turnaround jumper. This one's going to be a little too strong. Shawnee comes up with it.
That was great defense there by Shawnee. A great hold up for them.
And now we're going to foul on the other end as Morgan Betts is fouled by number 32. That's Livy Sanders. She just picked up her first.
And she's been having a great game tonight, hasn't she? Livy Sanders for Elida.
She really has. She's been all over the place. She's done a nice job. So Whetstone looking to inbound. Has to get rid of it just in time prior to the violation. As you see, number 30. It's Ava Gadsden. She's back into the game for Shawnee. She had to take a seat after picking up 2 quick fouls. She's going to come in, fires up to 3, no good. And we're going to have a foul on Cadence Wilson as she was trying to work against Emma Mitchell down low. A little bit too much of a push on that rebound.
Yeah, we saw Ava Gadsden shoot that 3 there. That's something she's not afraid to do. So her having limited minutes in the first quarter there, we'll see what she can do here in the second, see if she can keep the foul trouble under control.
So both teams doing a nice job on inbounds as each time, last couple of possessions, that 5-second call has been awfully close. And we almost had a 10-second violation. Coach Elise Jenkins just gets the timeout in time. This one's going to be a full timeout. We'll step aside as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Walpark, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. So Elida has to burn another timeout as they were risking a 10-second call as the Indian defense did a nice job here in the press. But that time Gladden goes through it without any trouble, gets it down to Mitchell. Mitchell's shot up, no good. Gladden with the offensive rebound. Second opportunity, no good.
Yeah, that's what you got to do there for the full court press. At least took a good timeout there, drew something up for her team, and they were able to get through that one pretty effortlessly. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with those easy points, but.
Now Shawnee going to slow things down as they tried to go quickly, but Elida was able to cut them off. Gadsden with the basketball, going to go baseline. Puts this shot up, no good. Livy Sanders gets it for the Bulldogs. 4:25 left to go here in the half. Elida with the big lead. Seifert goes baseline, floater, good.
Really good job by Seifert, and that's what you're going to see from her all night. Just driving to the basket, getting those easy shots there. She already has 6 on the night, so.
Ava Gadsden bringing it up that time, just leaving way too much of her body open, so an easy poke away by Gladden. It will stay with Shawnee. Whetstone's going to trigger the inbounds. Gadsden letting the offense get set. Going to try to work through the screen. Gets picked up by Gladden, tries to go back to Whetstone. Lily Seifert right there to take it away. She's going to spin into the lane with the right hand. That one's no good. Going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Elida.
That was a great steal there. 1v1 up the floor. She did a nice little backspin there. Unfortunately, didn't go in the basket. Good defense there by Alexis Whetstone for Shawnee.
And a substitution coming into the game for Elida. This is going to be number 20, Isabel Holstein. As they haven't, Elida hasn't gone to their bench very often. I actually think this might be the first substitution that they've had tonight.
I think you're right.
Here's Morris, long 2-pointer. That one's no good. Offensive rebound comes down to the Indians. Here's Potts, gets it down to Wilson. Wilson working through contact. Can't get that one to go.
That was a great move there by Wilson. It's just so hard when you have Emma Mitchell there right in front of you. Has a little bit of height on you. They're fighting down in the post tonight, and it's been really good to see.
Sanders working hard against Gadsden. Gadsden trying to stay in front. Sanders has to get rid of it, almost turned it over. Seifert somehow was able to stay with that one. Sanders' three-point try is up, no good. And it is going to go out of bounds and back to Shawnee.
Yeah, I don't know if Izzy Holstein thought that one had went off Shawnee and they were going to retain possession. She didn't go after it very hard, so.
And a Mankey coming back in for Shawnee along with Bryn Patterson. 3:10 left to go here in the half. Patterson, long inbounds. She was trying to get it over to Wilson, but Lily Seifert was right there to disrupt it just enough, and it is going to go back to Elida. Sanders out around midcourt, throws this one away. Cameron Morris does a nice job taking that one. Tries to get Patterson down low. Maybe a little bit too much air on that pass. Holstein tries to wrap her up. That ends up back in the hands of Morris, who gets it over to Gadsden. Gadsden with the drive has that one rejected out of bounds, but it'll stay with Shawnee.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a sloppy pass there, so I will want to keep an eye on that, which led to that turnover. No points yet, but Shawnee still holds possession.
Here's Morris. Morris looked to the inside, decided to try to drive, gets cut off. Gadsden's going to try to do the same thing now, just on the right side, and loses it as she tried to go in between a couple of Elida defenders. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Elida. You know, Kelsey, right now, these turnovers from the Indians are really killing them. We saw it to start the game. They kind of cleaned it up a little bit. We saw them be able to get some baskets. They actually got this one to an 11-7 game.
Yep.
But since then, it has been a 13-2 run for the Bulldogs with a lot of turnovers from the Indians.
Yep, you're right, and that's exactly what I noticed when I watched their game versus Kitten. A lot of turnovers. So that's something that Shawnee wants to be mindful of, and definitely isn't helping this lack of points here.
Cameron Morris is going to pick up the foul. She was playing really good defense, but I think a little bit of frustration that time as she had Kayla Hunter stop with really nowhere to go. If she would have just stayed straight instead of continuing to go into her, Kayla was going to travel with that basketball, and it would have come back to the Indians. But unfortunately, Morris continued to close that space, picked up the contact. Elida, though, not able to capitalize as they come up empty on that offensive possession.
Yeah, Shawnee's working to get it up the floor here, but what I'm most surprised about is Shawnee's, I'd say, two best offensive threats, Cameron Morris and Ava Gadsden, only 2 points combined on the night, so Elida's doing a really good job defending on them.
Here's Morris, looks to drive. Livy Sanders cuts her off. Morris now going to reset. Ava Gadsden pulls it back out, looking for the offense to get going. Here's Morris, comes out for the three-pointer. That one's going to be no good. Tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Shawnee. So right now, the half-court offense from Shawnee just kind of looks a little confused. They're a lot of inactivity in the middle, so it's not really freeing anybody up to come and get those passes. But a great inbounds here. Good look at three. Just a little bit too strong by Anna Menke, and it's going to go back to Elida.
Yeah, you're right there. There's two really good attempts there for three-point shots. Unfortunately, Shawnee just isn't seeming to be able to get the ball to drop into the net tonight.
Still seeing some pressure from the Indians. 1:30 left to go. Seifert with a head of steam. Can't get that one to go down. Hunter fighting through some contact, taking on a couple of different Indians. Ends up into the hands of Lily Seifert, and I'm not sure how she got that one up and in, but two more for her, as the lead now is 26-9.
I was thinking the same thing there, Lily Seifert, right when she was about to take the pass. I was like, well, maybe take this one back, reset your offense, but nope, Lily doesn't need to. She puts those in.
Here's Menke with the basketball. Nice flash to the inside by Wilson, and she just came across the lane. Had herself in good position against Emma Mitchell, and able to get this one in for two.
That was a fantastic passer, and I think that's what Shawnee needs to do. Work some offense a little bit. Don't just take shots around the arc on the outside. Get some movement on the inside, see what you can do under the post.
Almost thrown away by the Bulldogs. McGladden able to gather it in. as the Indians still playing aggressive defense, but I believe Mankey's going to get whistled for that foul. And it is. It's going to be her second. We see Ava Gadsden's going to take a seat. Maya Williams checking back into the game. Final 37 seconds left to go here in the half. Elida with the basketball and a big lead. Sanders working against Williams. Has to get rid of it. Emma Mitchell feeds it down low to Seifert, but it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Elida.
Great defense there by Shawnee. They know Lily Seifert likes to be under the basket, get those little layups there, so really good job. They had two people on her, able to stop her from getting 2 points.
Sanders going to trigger the inbounds. They get Seifert coming around through the lane, off the side of the rim, gets her own rebound, as Cameron Morris comes up with it now. Morris with an eye right behind her, knowing that Lily Seifert was coming, and she's going to get trapped along the baseline. It's going to force Shawnee to take a timeout, as Coach Patterson takes just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here as well. And only 15 seconds left to go here in the half, Kelsey.
Right.
So not, obviously you're not building a game plan here to, take the lead or get back into this one here.
Exactly.
But you want to do something that's going to get some momentum heading back in your direction as you head into the locker room, something you can build off of going into the third quarter. What do you think they got to do here to make that happen?
Absolutely, yeah. I think they just need to slow down, really it seems very basic, but stop Elida from getting those transition points, and then they really just need to get the offense going, figure out a scheme that's going to work against Elida to get some points on the board, but really it's just basic basketball.
Bryn Patterson going to inbound it for the Indians coming out of the timeout, and she's going to throw it away. Lily Seifert with the steal, works against Maya Williams. Great job spinning through the lane as she gets that one up and in for her game-leading 11th point. Maya Williams going to go quick, 3 seconds left to go. Got to put the shot up, and Gladden comes in to poke it away, but there's going to be a whistle as this one's going to have to get inbounded underneath the basket. 0.7 seconds left to go. Is enough time, but it's going to have to be just a catch, or not even really a full catch and shoot. You're just going to have to try to see if you can't kind of guide it in off of a high lob potentially. Not the easiest to get in. Morris has to get rid of it and held on to for just a little bit too long, and that's going to bring the first half to a close. It has been all Elida here so far as they are on top 28-11. We'll step aside and be back with the third quarter here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Walpock, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Tonight's 3-point sponsor is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road next to LCC, open daily. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse. Nate Garlock alongside Kelsey Beimer. And Kelsey, Elida with the big 28-11 lead right now, and a lot of that was just taking advantage of Shawnee mistakes.
It absolutely was, yeah. I think Elida's doing a really good job of putting pressure on the full court. It's leading to a lot of Shawnee turnovers, and then Elida is taking the ball down the court and getting points off of those fast break points. So I think that's been the biggest thing this game. Shawnee really just needs to get their offense going.
Shawnee begins with the basketball here to begin the third quarter.
Our quarter sponsor tonight is Charles River in Spencerville. The premier pharmaceutical and chemical research facility in Northwest Ohio is hiring. Visit jobs.criver.com to apply today. Nice long offensive possession for the Indians. Ends in a 2-pointer for Cameron Morris. Nice way for the Indians to begin the second half.
Yep, I think Cameron heard me when she said they need to get their offense going. She had a really open spot there right inside the 3-point line, put it right in.
Jordan Gladden lost the handle coming down for the Bulldogs, so now Shawnee with an opportunity here. As Gadsden lost her footing, still figured out a way to get that one up. Ball is still loose, ends up in the hands of Seifert. As now she's going to work against some pressure from the Indians. Long pass over to Gladden. Gladden picks up her dribble, needed to go somewhere with it, was trying to get it down to Seifert. Great job by Morgan Betts to read that as she stepped in front of that pass.
It sure was. Now Elida's getting a little bit sloppy. That's something that Coach Jenkins is going to want to talk to them about. Keep good possession of that ball.
Here's Morris. Morris drops it down to Wilson. Wilson makes a nice adjustment in the lane as Cadence Wilson gets her 6th point of the night.
That was a really nice pass down into the post to Cadence Wilson, and this is exactly what Shawnee needed coming out in this 3rd quarter here.
So Gladden going down low. Mitchell, nice strong take that time, and she just took it away from Wilson but couldn't get it to go down. Offensive rebound ends up back into the hands of the Bulldogs though.
Yeah, I like this from Elida. Just pass it back out to the top of the 3 line there. Reset your offense. No need to rush anything here. You have a 13-point lead.
Here's Wilson guarding Sanders, who's trying to go baseline. Nice defense, leads to another Bulldog turnover. Gatson keeps it herself all the way, but she's going to get the offensive foul call. You saw what she was trying to do, but probably had an opportunity to drop that off to a teammate. Decided to try to take it all the way in herself, and unfortunately picks up her 3rd foul of the game.
Yep, you're right. And the Elida defender there, Jordan Gladden, did a really good job setting her feet and drawing that charge.
Sanders, nice find on the inside to Emma Mitchell. Mitchell was held scoreless in the 2nd quarter, but gets on the board here early in the 3rd.
Jules, and that's something you absolutely can't do if you're Shawnee. You cannot leave Emma Mitchell wide open in the post there and give her those easy buckets.
Here's Gatson for 3, in and out. Offensive rebound down into the hands of Gladden. She gets tied up with, I believe that was Wilson. It is, as Cadence Wilson will pick up her 2nd.
Looks like Shawnee's going to make a couple substitutions here. Looks like Alexis Whetstone's going to come in. And number 22.
It's Lauren Potts coming in. 5:15 left to go here in the 3rd. Elida on top, 30-15, but Shawnee looking better here to begin this quarter. Sanders trying to dribble. Working one-on-one against Betts. Has to get rid of it. Seifert able to gather that one in. Back out to Sanders. Sanders for 3. That one is good. Livy Sanders has her first Pat Donuts and Cream 3-pointer.
Yeah, so I said I have written on her notes here. She's not afraid to shoot 3s, so that was a really good shot by her. I'm not surprised to see that one go in. And a great steal there by Seifert.
Yeah, she just reached in there and take that one away from Potts. Back on the other side, nice recovery by Potts, not allowing Seifert to have the easy layup. That one's going to go out of bounds. And yeah, Lauren Potts did get whistled for that foul. That's her 1st. Already, though, the team's 3rd here in the quarter. Lily Seifert going to step to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line, First shot on its way, and it is good. Call Brian Wheeler at Elida Building and Contracting. Commitment to quality and community. Elida Building and Contracting, 48 years of trust, 48 years of experience. Second free throw on its way. That one's going to rattle out. Rebound down to the Indians.
A little bit of a sloppy pass there. Good effort by Cameron Morris to keep it in, but unfortunately her throw back in went straight to the Bulldogs.
Here's Sanders, pull up 2, no good. Emma Mitchell able to track down the rebound, gets it back to Livy Sanders. Seeing some good ball movement out of the Bulldogs. At that time, Gladden trying to force it down to Emma Mitchell. Has it poked away. We're going to have another tie-up. Possession arrow favors the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we give a shout out to Maya Williams. She's come in here with Ava Gadsden on the bench with some foul trouble, and she's really putting in a lot of effort, you can tell.
Seifert trying to inbound it. Had really nowhere to go. Cameron Morris does a nice job, but then lost it as she was working against 2 Bulldog defenders. Seifert going to bring it back down. Nice step through the lane. Can't get it to go. Second opportunity, no good. Gets a rebound yet again. We're going to have another tie-up. A lot of jump ball tie-ups here tonight. This time, the ball will go back to the Indians.
There has been. This has been a little bit more of a scrappy game. A lot of turnovers, a lot of running up and down the court. But I would expect that between these two rivals.
Potts with the basketball. Goes with the left hand, gets rid of it. Morris gets it over to Williams. Long pass to Cameron Morris. Extra pass into the corner. Lauren Potts for three. No good. Sanders comes up with the rebound. 3:20 left to go here in the quarter. Gladden working against Potts. Works through the screen by Mitchell. Dumps it over to Hunter. Now Sanders going to reset the offense. Long pass. Seifert cuts that one off. I'm not sure if that was meant for Seifert or if that was going for Gladden.
Yeah, I think it was Gladden there.
But either way, Elida still with possession here as Hunter just kind of dribbled it over and hands it to Livy Sanders. And tried another handoff, this time to Seifert, but Cameron Morris right there to knock that one out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Bulldogs as Anna Menke comes back into the game for Shawnee.
I think Elida's doing a good job here. That out of bounds maybe gives them a second just to rest and say, okay, let's regroup here, let's refocus, get a good offensive scheme going.
Maya Williams guarding Sanders. Elida doing a nice job moving that around. They switched to the other side of the floor. Looked like they were trying to go to Mitchell down low. It got cut off pretty quick. Seifert tried to take it. Rebound comes down into the hands of Emma Mitchell, and she gets an easy putback for two.
Yeah, but ended up in Mitchell's hands anyways, right? But with her being so tall under there into the basket, I mean, those are easy for her.
Morris has that one go off of her hands, but she's able to track it back down. Long pass into the corner, three-pointer by Menke. That one's going to be no good. Lauren Potts right there as she got the offensive rebound just about a half second before Emma Mitchell got there and took some contact for her trouble. They're going to say that was in the act of shooting as that one went out of bounds as Emma Mitchell's going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there. I think Emma was just going for the rebound and wrong place, wrong time maybe. She got a hand in there and unfortunately got the foul called on her. But I think that's just her first of the night, so not too much to be worried about.
Shea Rager coming into the game for Elida for the first time tonight. So Lauren Potts at the Elida building and contracting free throw line, not able to connect on either one of her opportunities. Long outlet to Rager, who just checked in. Nice job stopping. Got that shot up, no good. As Williams, it's going to be a double dribble as Maya Williams was trying to save it. And I think she knew that she couldn't touch that one again, but after there was no immediate whistle, thought, well, it's better than just letting Elida have it. And the official right there to blow the whistle.
Right. She did a really good job of towing the line there and was able to keep it in, but got that second touch on it, like you said.
Seifert looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Emma Mitchell. A little bit of a dangerous position on the floor. She's able to dribble out of trouble. Hands it off to Sanders. Sanders splits the defense. Floater in the lane. No good. Potts tries the bounce pass to Cameron Morris. If Morris has to slow down. And I think that actually, as much as there was contact there and, you know, a little bit of an ugly finish, if you're Shawnee, that's probably a best-case scenario there as Potts didn't get a lot on that bounce pass. Cameron Morris had to slow down to come back to it, and that caused the Elida defense to pretty much just kind of run her over.
Right. It's almost like they had so many girls running up the floor there. The numbers were on their side that, like you said, best-case scenario for them with that bounce pass there.
Menke not able to connect on that three-point try. Seifert going to try one of her own. It's going to be no good, but we're going to have a whistle before the shot. As I believe we're going to have an offensive rebound on who they're calling that one on. It's going to go on Emma Mitchell, so she's picked up her second, team's second of the quarter, or sorry, third of the quarter. 1:28 left to go here in the third. Williams with the basketball, working against Seifert, gets it over to Potts. Potts reverses course, gets it into the corner. Menke pull up for a long two off the side of the rim. Mitchell comes up with the rebound. Sanders trying to push it up ahead. Here comes Seifert. Seifert works against a double team, tries to go baseline. And Cameron Morris is going to get whistled for that foul as she was trying to keep Seifert from turning and getting the edge. A little bit too much contact, the official says, and Elida is going to take this one out underneath their own basket.
There's some Caden Wilson's going to come back in the game here, give some help with Emma Mitchell in the post there.
Sanders trying to find somebody. Going to have to get rid of it quick here, and that's a 5-second call. Is the one thing that has gone really well for the Indians here tonight is their defense on those out-of-bounds plays. We've seen Elida really struggle to get them in. They've been on the verge of a 5-second call quite a bit, or they've almost had to hand it off right just inside the inbounds into bad, dangerous positions. That time leads to the turnover. Cadence Wilson with the turnaround jumper, good for 2. Cadence Wilson, a very good young player for this Indians team. Shows how good of a shot she has on that possession. But Shea Rager comes in right back down the floor. She's able to get 2 up. 30 seconds left to go here in the third.
Yeah, definitely some fast basketball happening here. That was a great shot by Shea Rager. She went right to the free throw line, pulled up, jumper straight through the net.
Turnover on the other side as Livy Sanders pokes that one away. And Seifert is going to get fouled yet again underneath the basket. Cameron Morris a little frustrated, as you can tell, trying to plead her case to the official.
She
doesn't usually work out very well for any player when they try to do that, and Cameron Morris not changing the official's mind on that one.
It doesn't, yeah. You heard her under there saying I was straight up. So a little bit frustrated.
That shot is going to be no good by Lily Seifert. She's going to have another one from the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. Second shot on its way. This one is good. Lily Seifert now with a game-high 13 points on the night. 10 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Here's Wilson, drives, tried to get it down into the corner, had it rejected right back to her, put it up, but it's going to be no good. Sanders with the rebound. Sanders working through the screen as Maya Williams takes a hard contact from Emma Mitchell, and there really wasn't much Mitchell could do on that one as she kind of was in the spot as Sanders was trying to work through that screen, but that contact came a little bit too far away, and it's going to go right back to Shawnee with 1.4 seconds left.
Guess we're going to have to get a quick shot up here.
Got to turn and shoot, and they're going to run out of time. That's the second time that we've seen that happen here tonight, and that is going to bring the third quarter to a close. Elida on top, 39-18. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Walpark, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Tonight's 3-point sponsor is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. Elida on top big here to start this fourth quarter. Nate Garlock alongside Kelsey Beimer. And the Bulldogs really have been in control from the very beginning here tonight.
They sure have, yeah. I think their full court pressure and turnovers leading into fast break points has really worked in their favor. And Shawnee just hasn't been able to get the ball into the basket. I mean, they had 9 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 7 in the third there. So it's definitely something that they're going to want to work on, see what they can do to get some more offense going.
Shea Rager tries to step into a three-pointer there. That one's going to be no good. Have a tie up on the rebound. Possession arrow favors Shawnee.
As we have Ava Gadsden back in the game. No points on the night for her yet, which is unexpected. She averages 6 per game, and she had 16 in their last game versus New Knoxville.
Gadsden trying to go into the lane just out of the reach of Whetstone. Here comes Sanders all the way down. Great defense by Morgan Betts to cause just enough disruption on that shot where it couldn't go up clean, but unfortunate for the Indians, the offensive rebound comes down to the Bulldogs, and they get it up for 2 more.
Yeah, really great positioning there underneath the basket by Lily Seifert. That came right back to her, and she was able to put it back up for 2 points.
And there's Cadence Wilson going to work yet again underneath. She gets that one to go. She has 10 on the night. She's going to go to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line to shoot the and one. Wilson's free throw is up. Bounces around, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of the Bulldogs. as they are going to have, I believe, another jump ball. So that one's going to go back to the Bulldogs. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Our quarter sponsor is Charles River in Spencerville. The premier pharmaceutical and chemical research facility in Northwest Ohio is hiring. Visit jobs.criver.com to apply today.
Shawnee sticking with that full court press there, and like we've been talking about all night, they were struggling to get the ball in bounds there, so luckily Elida did, but turned over.
It looked like it was going to be a turnover there for a second, but you saw Caden Wilson all over it telling the officials, hey, no. Elida tipped that one. We get that ball back. And the officials agree with her, so here comes Gatson. Gatson gets it down low to Wilson. Wilson had her, fought through some contact, got the shot up. That one's going to be no good, but she's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two, as it is going to be number 20, Isabella Holstein, picking up her first.
Yeah, it's definitely a favorable matchup there. Cadence Wilson against Izzy Wilson there in the post, so she was able to get that shot off and draw the foul as well.
Wilson not able to connect on her first free throw. Wilson can't connect on either, so she comes up empty on her trip to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. Elida now coming back down with the basketball. 41-20, 6:50 left to go in this one. Rager gets cut off, being guarded tightly by Betts.
Yeah, Rager's coming into this game as a sophomore, and she's been doing a really good job. I can see the effort that she's playing there. She's sprinting up the floor whenever they get those turnovers. She's doing a really great job for coming into this game late as a sophomore.
Shea Rager throws that one away. I think she was anticipating Seifert to cut towards the baseline. Seifert went the other way. Ball goes out of bounds and back to the Indians. Rager tried to get that one back, tipped it, but Cameron Morris comes up with it, and we're going to have a foul as this is going to go against Shea Rager. So I believe this is going to be the third team foul already for the Bulldogs. And it is, as you see Rager checking out of the game, as Gladden coming back in. So, you know, if you're the Indians and you're thinking maybe we can mount some sort of comeback, maybe get this one close, put some pressure on the Bulldogs, there's a chance they're going to get a chance to shoot some free throws here if they can keep attacking this Elida defense.
There absolutely is. Yeah, still over 6 minutes left here. If they get a couple more fouls, that's a lot of opportunity for them to grab some points back, being down 21.
Whetstone going to trigger the inbound. Needs to go somewhere with it. Lily Seifert read that the whole way, as this time it was Gladden able to gather it in after it was tipped. Nice find underneath. Holstein can't get that one to go. Gladden with the offensive rebound. She's going to get fouled and make a trip to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line.
I love that unselfish play there by Jordan Gladden. She could have very easily taken that shot, but she saw Izzy Holstein, I believe it was, down in the post there, gave it off to her. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it, but Jordan ends up at the free throw line anyways.
So Gladden lines up her first free throw on its way. That one's going to be no good. Give Brian Wheeler at Elida Building and Contracting a call. They have a commitment to quality and community. Elida Building and Contracting, 48 years of trust, 48 years of experience. Second free throw no good as well, but Seifert able to come up with the offensive rebound. Seifert turnaround jumper, this one in the air, no good. Offensive rebound down low to Isabel Holstein, as Izzy gets the put back in for two. She now has 4 on the night.
Yeah, really great job by her. She was a little bit undersized there, but she put the ball back up anyways and was able to come away with 2 points.
Whetstone for 3, no good. Morris with the rebound, and we're going to have a foul. This one's going to go against Sanders. So the foul starting to stack up here for the Bulldogs. That's the 4th team foul. Next foul will send the Indians to the free throw line for the rest of this one.
Yeah, definitely something they're going to want to keep an eye on. That was Sanders there. She got just in the space. You could tell she was kind of trying to hold back. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, and she got the foul called on her.
Cameron Morris really nowhere to go, trying to fight through the double team. And she loses the basketball there, but a whistle kind of bails her out as she was in some trouble. And it looks like this one is going to go against Seifert.
And that's the 5th foul we were talking about there. So the Indians are going to have 5.5 minutes here of every time they get fouled, they're going to go to the free throw line. So definitely a good opportunity for them to pull some points back.
So Cameron Morris steps to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. First shot on its way. It is good. Cameron Morris with 5 points here tonight, looking for point number 6.
Yep, she averages 6 a game, so right on pace, but she's really just a fantastic all-around player for the Indians.
So Morris goes 2 for 2 on that trip, and we're going to have another whistle. This one's going to go on Emma Mitchell, it looks like. Oh, no, excuse me, this one on Shawnee. So this one on Ava Gadsden. It's going to be her 4th. As you see, Whetstone checking out of the game for Shawnee.
Yeah, and I think that's really big for the Indians here. Ava Gadsden really hasn't been able to get going tonight. She's been in a little bit of foul trouble. So that's big for the Bulldogs because she's a really big offensive scoring threat.
Scramble for the loose ball. Elida ends up with it. Wilson reads it, picks it off, can't get the layup to go in. It's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Indians.
Yeah, Elida is really struggling with that full court pressure. They're struggling to get the ball in bounds. They're struggling to get it past the half-court line as well. So that's something that Shawnee is going to want to use going forward.
It's a 21-point game, but you have to love the effort from this Shawnee Indian team here in the 4th quarter.
Absolutely.
Gadsden going to drive, gets cut off, has to get it over to Wilson. Wilson, long shot on its way, no good. Emma Mitchell comes up with the rebound. And we're going to have a travel, so another turnover as the Elida Bulldogs right now struggling to hold on to the basketball.
Yeah, I think she was maybe thinking of doing 2 different things, just shuffled her feet there, and the ref made the right call there on the travel.
Ava Gadsden with the basketball now, working against Seifert. Shawnee trying to make something happen here in the 4th quarter. Gadsden for 3. Rattles around, no good. Mitchell with the rebound. The annual TV 44 WSN funding campaign is underway now. Our goal is to raise $175,000 or more by the end of the year. Your donations stay local or used to support WTLW and WSN. Donate today at axministries.com.
Yeah, the turnovers are really just leading up here for Elida. You would think if Shawnee had this going the whole game, maybe we'd be at a different spot right now.
So Elida, after all of that, getting the basketball back. 4:15 left to go in this one. Sanders tried to pass to the middle of the court. Wilson did a great job of reading that one. And it's going to go back to Shawnee. A lot of scrambling, a lot of balls on the floor right now. And Shawnee doing a great job of getting their hands in there and causing some disruptions, but they have to start taking advantage of these turnovers. They can't keep coming up with empty offensive possessions.
You're absolutely right. I think that's been the main issue, or the main thing here for the Bulldogs. They have been able to convert on those turnovers, where Shawnee, unfortunately, the ball just hasn't been dropping.
Nice job on the offensive rebound as Ava Gadsden couldn't connect on the 3, but Bryn Patterson there for the putback, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. The Bulldogs on top, 43-24. Don't go anywhere. You're watching girls high school basketball on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Our 3-point sponsor for the night is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. So Shawnee takes the timeout. Elida's going to have the basketball, inbounding it underneath the Indian basket. Seen this defense from Shawnee really pick up here in the 4th quarter and force some turnovers. They go for the trap again. Elida going to have to get it over the midline, and they do.
Yeah, that trap's been really effective for Shawnee in the full court press.
Now the Bulldogs just trying to hold on to the basketball here.
I'm sorry, go ahead,
I was
Nate.
going to say, they're just in control. Killing clock, nothing wrong with that right now. Sanders not one to force anything, finds herself open, jumper no good, rebound comes down to Gadsden.
Yeah, and the Indians did a really good job there transitioning back on defense after the full court press. Usually you have a person open down there, but Shawnee ran back and was able to get them set back into a half-court offense.
Some pressure that time from Seifert almost led to an Indian turnover, but it's going to stay with Shawnee. Mankey going to trigger the inbounds. Gets it into Betts, and they're going to say that Mankey, I think, stepped out of bounds or maybe had her foot inbounds when she passed that one in. So
I believe so.
an easy turnover for the Bulldogs that time. Long pass over to Gladden. Gladden working against Betts. Has to reverse course, but Wilson right there to pick her up. Here's Seifert down low. Gonna have a tie-up, I believe, and we are. Possession arrow favors Shawnee.
Yeah, I'd love to see Gladden take that shot there. She's really stuck out to me tonight as an unselfish player, but there I think she had the space to take the shot herself.
Cameron Morris gonna find Gatson. Gatson gonna drive, left hand off the glass and in. Ava Gatson with her first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, and that's what I expected to see from Ava Gladden all night. Really great ball handling, straight to the basket. Elida's done a good job of not letting her get those.
Nice job by Jordan Gladden there, but couldn't get the offensive rebound to go. Gatson gonna come up quickly. 2:25 left to go. That's long two-pointer, no good. Jordan Gladden with the rebound. Gladden just gonna bring it up herself. 2:15 left to go. Sanders gonna try the three. That one's no good.
If you can see that one coming a mile away. When Olivia Sanders is free on the three-point line, she's throwing that up.
Gatson, little stutter step, hesitation in the lane, no good. Wilson there for the putback. That one also no good. And we are gonna have a foul as it looks like they're gonna get, they gave it to Ava Gatson, so that is 5. Gadson's gonna foul out of this game. She's gonna have to take a seat. With 1:52 left to go, he landed on top 43-26. This one probably not going to go Shawnee's way. And if you're Coach Jenkins for Elida, I mean, obviously you're going to be happy. It's been a big win for you. You're out to this big lead right now. But you got to think that she's going to talk to her team about their ability to close games out. Here in this fourth quarter, if this had been a tight game, Elida would have done everything they could to try to give this one away as they continue to turn the ball over and unable to really handle the pressure that Shawnee is throwing at them.
You're absolutely right, Nate. I think if we would have seen this the whole game, what we've seen here in the fourth quarter, we're looking at a really different outcome right now.
Anna Mankey gets called for the foul. That's her third. And I believe that will be the team's fourth. So no free throws yet for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Elida's done a good job of keeping a hold on those fouls. Haven't been sending Shawnee to the line when they had those 5 fouls for so long.
Seifert gets Wilson to leave her feet, puts the ball on the floor, gets it in for 2. Lily Seifert now with 17. Came into this one averaging 16 points a game. The sophomore has had a fantastic night, and you can see why she's been able to score so well. She's really good at moving with the ball in her hands. She gets to the rim. She has a nice shot, and she puts herself in a good position every time they're down on the floor on offense, it seems.
She absolutely is. And we can't forget that Lily Seifert is just a sophomore, so they're going to have, including this year, 3 more years with her. So I'm really excited to see how she progresses for the Elida basketball girls team.
Morgan Betts at the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line. Can't connect on the first. As you see, Kayla Hunter and Jordan Gladden take a seat for the Bulldogs. Shay Rager checked into the game. Izzy Holsting checking in as well. Seifert underneath. Can't get that one to go. One of the rare open misses of the night for Lily Seifert. It's going to be another jump ball. This time it'll stay with Elida.
That was a really great pass by Olivia Sanders. She was at the half-court line there, saw Lily Seifert there under the basket, got it right down to her. Like you said, unfortunately, she couldn't convert it, but really great pass by Olivia Sanders.
Sanders step back 3 is good as she connects on her second Pat Donuts and Cream three-pointer.
Really great effort tonight by Olivia Sanders. I've been talking her name a lot, and she's just, offensively, defensively, all over the floor. Really great effort by her tonight.
Another three-pointer up and good. This time it's Anna Mankey with the Pat Donuts and Cream three-pointer. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road next to LCC, open daily.
And that's something, unfortunately, the Indians couldn't get going earlier because Anna Menke, she's a really big threat at the three-pointer. She had 3 of them versus New Knoxville on Tuesday night.
Bryn Patterson's going to get whistled for this foul as Livy Sanders is going to go to the free throw line. 40 seconds left to go in this one. Livy Sanders is making her first trip to the Elida Building and Contracting free throw line tonight, which is kind of hard to believe because she does not shy away from contact. She likes to drive. She gets into the lane, but just hasn't drawn a lot of contact here tonight.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Looks like we're going to have some more substitutions here for Elida. Teresa Smith.
Sanders lines up her second shot. It is up, and it is good as Livy Sanders has 14 on the night. Betts gets it down low to Wilson. Wilson works against Mitchell. She gets that off the glass for 2 more. Cadence Wilson has had a really good night for the Indians. She has 12 points.
I was just going to say the same thing. With, unfortunately, Shawnee looks like they're going to take a loss this game. I think Cadence Wilson can be happy with her performance. She's done a lot for this Indians team this game.
Livy Sanders now with 16. She trying to push Lily Seifert for the game high here, I think. 3-point try by Menke. That one's going to be off the side of the rim. 3 seconds left to go. Shot is no good. We're just going to hold on to this one. The officials whistle it, but that is going to be the end of this one. The Bulldogs with a big 52-30 victory over their rival Shawnee Indians. And Kelsey, that is now 5 wins in a row for this Bulldog team.
It is.
They started off the season 0-3, but Coach Jenkins has found something. They don't go real deep on their bench, only about 2 players that they rotate in.
Yep.
It took a while before we even saw a sub. The starting 5 for this team really doing much of the heavy lifting. But so far here, obviously, at least in the last 5 games, it's been successful.
You're right. Yeah, they've done a really good job. They're figuring out, Coach Jenkins, on what works best for this team, and they're really putting it to on the floor here. Looks like coming up, Elida has their at Kenton, and then they have a game versus Lima Senior. So that will be 2 pretty heavy opponents for them there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward.
So Elida with the big win. Lily Seifert with a game-high 17 points. Livy Sanders right behind her with 16. Leading scorer for the Shawnee Indians, Cadence Wilson. She had 12. But I'll tell you what, very impressed with what we saw out of pretty much the entire starting 5. They all scored really early in that first quarter. They set the tone, and Shawnee really just could never recover from that opening blitz from the Bulldogs.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, Elida started out that first quarter with 18 points, and from there they were just able to keep a steady stream, not really let Shawnee get back into it. So I think that first quarter really set the scene for the Bulldogs.
So that's just going to about wrap it up for us here at the Elida Fieldhouse. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors one final time: Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Pat's Notes and Cream, Elida Building and Contracting, and Charles River. Also like to thank our crew tonight. We got the boss man out here tonight, Nick Fraley, coming out. We're setting up all the cameras, putting all the equipment together. We appreciate those guys so much. We get the easy job. Kelsey, you've been on both sides of it.
have.
I get spoiled. I get to come and just watch basketball games and sometimes very poorly talk about it. You guys do all the hard work. We appreciate you guys so much for all that you do. Thank you guys so much. One final time from the Elida Fieldhouse. The Elida Bulldogs come away with the big 52-30 victory over the Shawnee Indians. For Kelsey Beimer, I'm Nate Garlock. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night, everybody.